It's too hot to sip.
Alright, so
That's it. That's the start of it. That's it. Episode 5. Let's go. You're on episode 5 already.
what an intro sound! Right, go for it, Jake. Shoot.
That was such a good intro sound. Oh my goodness. Who made that? That was beautiful.
Oh, we did.
Was it us?
Well, no, mainly you. I think you can hear me in the background going, it's too sugary, and a really exaggerated sub so you can hear it.
Man, we haven't made the sound yet. We just recorded it. Now I have to put those bits in.
Yeah. Shit. I said maybe. Did I say maybe?
No, you didn't. You said, I think you can hear.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, episode 5, 5 weeks. This is week 5 of us doing a podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty class.
Pretty good.
Let's go for it with some loyal fans.
We have about 8 loyal fans.
That's quality. I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. Our mates are good fans. We'd just like to first of all apologise specifically to VRP because we did indeed get your check, but we forgot to actually plug your product. So
we only missed 1 week.
yeah, I mean we cashed the check, so you can't actually get that back. But
Is that more liable?
I don't know, man.
Maybe if we would plug it we'll do plug at the start and plug near the end.
Yeah, we'll plug start and end. Write that down.
Right.
Yeah. So VRP, best recording software there is. There's nothing better. I'm pretty sure they use that at RTE for all the radio programs and all.
I'm pretty sure they use it in space.
Yeah. ISS has 2 built-in VRP stations.
I thought you said IS.
ISIS has a. ISIS actually uses it as well.
Have you ever seen any of their videos? They're absolutely well high tech, well made.
Probably using VRP, man.
No, not to promote ISIS videos or anything, but if you're listening to them, they probably recorded with Voice Pro because they're pretty quality. I think we'll leave it at that before we lose our only sponsor.
Before we continue to plug ISIS, actually we could replace VRP as our sponsor with ISIS.
Some lad we got hit up by ISIS. There's one lad listening to this podcast.
The only podcast so far sponsored by ISIS. Actually, that's definitely not true. They definitely sponsor a ton of podcasts.
You just know it. Actually, no. Yeah, they sponsor some podcasts.
They must do. They must at least indirectly fund some podcasts.
They definitely do, and it'll be all like propaganda for them. There's
Yeah.
probably one like kids show or something.
CBBS
Yeah.
sponsored by ISIS?
CBs and like the ad goes and just like, oh, that's racist.
I know, man. It just means.
Well, I want to apologise as well to Brian and anyone else that listened to the end of the last episode and didn't mention it. But for the last 5 minutes of the last episode, all I'm doing is clicking the pen. And he said he absolutely freaks out. He was just listening to it, just raging. Listen till the end,
Of course,
loyal fan.
Of course, you would be clicking away the pen.
So I have a marker this week, so I'm going to just click this marker.
Yeah, instead of click, you get like of marker sounds.
I'll do something annoying with that. That'd be grand.
Yeah, you probably like start chewing on it and making crunchy noises and shit. It'd be gross.
Just like your dick. Well, what we're going to start with this week? Oh yeah, you used to do that.
Music festivals.
No,
Music
let me
festivals.
do this one first because, as you can probably tell already, what are we? 5 minutes in, pretty unprepared. We don't have a whole lot to talk about this week. But it's pretty slapped together this week, so.
Yeah, because absolutely nothing has happened because
We're being well honest here. We had loads of shit to talk about last week. We hadn't seen each other in a while. But I think we done last week's episode around the end of the week. Yeah. We're usually in the middle, so we had like a week and a bit. Now we had a bit less than a week.
Yeah, we're kind of averaging it out. Yeah. So we've seen each other a bit more, and plus we've done the equivalent of stare at a wall of paint drying. So
I've been in college every day since the last podcast. We done the last podcast on Thursday. I was in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday. For more than 10
You're
hours.
a sad bastard, man.
Sad man.
That is so depressing. Guys, I'd just now like to just anyone who's listening who's not already doing physics, do not do physics.
Don't go to college. It's really shit. What you should do is...
I heard college is class outside of physics.
No, hang around college. Don't pay fees. Just get the college buzz. Do no class. Do no nothing. Just like work part-time. Work every weekday night. get cash money, hang around with college people, live the college life, make real life money.
I don't think anyone would stop you if you tried to go into our lectures, though. So realistically, if you wanted a free college education, you go to all the lectures, and then surely you just pay. There's probably a minimum fee you pay for the exams. You just pay to sit the exam.
Nah, I think if they don't knew that, everyone would be doing it.
You think?
I think you pay.
I heard some mad story a couple of years ago in Trinity. It actually made the news. How I heard about it is someone was enrolled in a course in nursing, and in Trinity, and she was unable to pay the fees for the second semester or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were basically like, "All right, you can't get your grades, you can't finish, you can't continue, whatever, all this stuff." And she just kept showing up. And I think with a nursing thing, like, they do keep track of who's in the classes because it costs them money to teach the nurses or whatever.
You have to, like, lab. They have to go on placement.
All my
mates is a nurse, so he has to, like, go work in a hospital. Like,
So they were basically like, "You can't do this. Like, you haven't paid." And then she just kept showing up. And at one point, she had a psychotic episode in one of the lectures when the lecturer was like, "You haven't paid. You get out of here. Like, you don't go here." And she absolutely went psycho, apparently, and had to be, like, removed by the guards from the campus.
Lol.
So I don't think that would happen in PDUF's lectures, though. If you dropped in on theoretical astro,
he'd be so happy.
He'd be like, "Oh my god, are you off the street? Just want to learn some astro?
Yeah,
let's do it."
No one wants to learn.
He'd probably learn your name and all.
He does. He's really good at that.
Yeah,
I'm starting to learn people that I teach's names.
Really?
Without paying attention, like. I called one of the girls by their names the other day. Not like you, number 4, or whatever. Like, I actually knew her name.
All these people you teach the first year?
Yeah.
Alright. That's pretty good. That's kind of surprising for you.
Yeah.
Is it because she was a girl? It's because she was a girl.
Possibly. No, she won't try it at all. No offence if you're listening, but
how does she...
No, she was no way attracted to that. Hang on, it was a physics lab in first year.
But the chances of her listening, first of all, then remembering the time that you referred to her by name, and then looked kind of surprised right after you said it.
I absolutely did.
You looked surprised to yourself that you remembered her name, and then she was surprised that you remembered her name, and then she also puts it all together, and then you just called her ugly as well.
Oh, cracking. Right,
so you apologise.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a lovely person, Philippa.
Nah.
That wasn't her name? Alright.
You can keep guessing, trying to show up my drop it. But right, so I was realising this as we were coming over here that we have fuck all to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, we're running on pretty sim, so like all we normally need is like prompts, because you just can't even go proper silent. Because we can sit in a blank room and we know recording, and we're like, there'll be a second where we just don't say that for a minute, and they're like, "Oh, did you see that thing with the thing?" And then we like go mad. But you can't have those seconds when you're doing a podcast, so you have to have the prompts. So that's like, we think of all the things beforehand and write them down.
Yeah.
But, so I was thinking of like, what went down well last week, because a couple of the people actually that were listening to last week they came in to me like, "Oh, I just listened to your story last week when you were like, we tried to fight that fella from Cork." They're like, "Oh, funniest thing ever, with all the lols on that." And I was like, "Oh, it's alright. My loyal fans got a big head. One off had a wank, it was amazing." But so I was thinking, right, any other weird stories like that? And I thought of a few, and I was like, I got some similar ones on a similar vein.
You got some ammunition for this week, dude.
Yeah, but I really don't want to tell them. I thought I had terrible out of all of them. So I'm going to put that as real back burner stuff. So I think we should have that as like a possible 0.5 episode.
0.5 episode where you just tell all these horrible stories, like war stories from Waterford.
Oh, we could do it. We could pre-record it and do it in 2 weeks' time when I won't be here. Because in 2 weeks' time I'm going to be in Tenerife.
Oh, good shout.
We'll do a pre-recorded one of just... Oh, you could do it, and you just chat away to yourself and here's a funny story from Clooney. It's like, dip it. We'll talk about that later. We'll probably talk about that later.
Also, just for anyone who's listening and is sad that our lives are so shit that we don't have anything to talk about, if you do stay tuned for the next 3 months, we will continue this podcast, and then as soon as summer rolls around, we'll be real life people for the first time in a long time.
We will not be students.
There will be real
first time in our lives. That we will not be students.
First time in my life where I won't have to go back to school at the end of summer.
Yeah.
Very weird. Hang on one sec.
Jake paused, but I'm going to resume this. See what happens. Someone just knocked on the door.
Okay, I'll come on now.
Mum is here, interrupting the podcast. Katie, come in, come on, you're live.
I'm just finishing off.
No, you're on the podcast.
You're live now.
Oh, hi! Oh my god, no, this is so weird.
This is Katie, the infamous Katie that we mention every single episode.
I don't want to say anything. I haven't planned anything. Oh, no.
She's in really loud clothing as well.
I thought you were all about like flamboyant. I was like, it's just a blue jacket, man. It's not that loud. My hair is way louder.
Special delivery.
Earphones. She just delivered me earphones.
Oh, tell the story about your delivery thing. Because Jay told me this the other day. It's pretty good.
So we were having a conversation about like finishing books, and I was saying there's only one book in my life that I've never finished, and it's a kid's book, and I could only remember like half the title, and Jake found it and ordered it, and I'm gonna have to read it now, even though it's a piece of shit.
Joey Pigsa can suck a dick.
Yeah.
What's the name of the book? Yeah.
Joey Pigs has swallowed the key.
Can we do the reverse of a sponsorship for that book?
Yeah, we mug off the book and we give them money.
Even as an 8-year-old, I knew how bad this book was, and I like refused to keep reading it.
It's called.
That's a way longer book than I expected.
It's called.
Like, look at the size of the writing there.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's like a Captain Underpants book.
Yeah.
If for anyone who's read Captain Underpants and knows what we're talking about.
So now I'm going to have a perfect record on book finishing.
Oh yeah.
We should put that in a CV. Finisher.
Never not finished the book. Only read 2, but never not finished it.
Sorry I interrupted, guys. I have to go do my job, so...
Go to work.
It's good to have you on the podcast finally.
Yeah.
You'll be ready. Don't forget to listen. Be up in the morning.
I will, I always do.
Oh, she's gonna hear her own voice and be so annoyed.
I know. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
Alright, see ya.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye, podcast listeners.
You just said goodbye to yourself.
See, was that massively unprofessional or full of bants?
I don't know, but I think we're leaving
Well,
it
let the
in.
listener decide. Jay tried to pause it, but as he went to answer the door, I was like, fuck this, leave it on. This could be gold.
You see, I expected to have some rowdy drunk roommates at the other side of that door.
Yeah, that would have been shit as well.
But that worked out pretty well. Leave in the comments below whether that was A, wildly unprofessional, or B, full of bants.
Oh, I'm gonna like be the first comment going B.
C, all of the above.
Yeah, C, banterfully wildly inappropriate. Speaking of Katie, while she's here, I may as well do this bit.
She's not here anymore.
While she was here, she was just here.
Yeah, but you make people think that she's creeping around in the back.
But they heard the door close.
No, she could have just opened it.
Man, well, I just said a lot of holes in it. It didn't need you to point them out. But right, Katie tagged us on Instagram on this. It was just a picture with a caption on it. I'm going to read the caption out now. If you have an STD and you fuck a bitch with an STD, do they cancel? And she just tagged visitor parking. Discuss.
Yeah. So that's basically just saying that like chlamydia and gonorrhea meet, they annihilate each other, and then you both come out of that clean. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that was the question. I got this the other day. Looked at it and went, I'm not having it.
Well, clearly.
Obviously, because it's not true. One, it would be funny to make diseases like chlamydia. That's just hilarious. But also I was thinking, isn't that how AIDS started though?
Clades.
Yeah, isn't that how AIDS started though? It was like
Clamades.
some lad with a cold fucked a chimp with a cold, and then it was like, oh, now chimps can get human cold. Oh no, now humans can get chimp colds, and they're like,
I'm pretty sure that that's a rumour that they fucked apes, wasn't it?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't that a thing? Because.
But it was like a sick bloke fucked a sick chimp, and then they made a super sickness.
But I
that
thought
just killed all the gays.
I thought they said it came from monkeys
And
because
sleuths.
now this is like I have absolutely no sources for this, but they
It's not a laboratory. Not so we have full references there. Chill out.
but they said that gays got AIDS because they didn't wear condoms. They were fucking each other in the ass.
That's it.
And then,
It's bright quicker.
but then people were homophobic, so they were like, obviously gay people were fucking monkeys. So I think that's how that started. At least that's how I think it was. I don't think people were actually going around taking apes because who wants to fucking ape?
No, I thought like
person?
one sick bloke, both physically and mentally sick. I'm saying now, like he had a cold. He just like got real close to this one chimp. Chimp was just hanging around him a lot. They went on like a few dates. Shit got serious. Lit a nice candle and fucked it in the ass. And then like
Just say his name, man. Michael Jackson. It was Michael Jackson, right? What was Michael Jackson's monkey?
Bubbles. I absolutely have that shit on tick.
Michael Jackson started AIDS.
Speculation all day, and a great title for this episode. I got that nailed down. I think we've done that pretty well there. Have I actually mentioned my STD results live on air yet?
Yeah, you're the first human ever to have chlamydia.
You were loving that, weren't you? Stinky dog.
Gonorrheids.
We can do this all day, man.
What's her name? Tara? Is that her name?
Who?
Your one. Is that her name? Tara?
Oh, I was like, well, I didn't get AIDS on someone called Tara. I was like, what are you confused there?
Oh, wait, just for the record, I don't know. Did you just say it? You're clean.
Yeah, I see Stone Cold Clean. No AIDS on this. Oh, we did do this last week. Because remember I said, bitches phone already cute. We did.
Oh, we did, yeah. Man, we so little happened, we just repeated it.
And I'm not even an interesting bit from last week. Sorry we repeated that funny story.
I just remembered that one of these things on the list is tied to Katie also, so we may as well get that in here as well.
Fucking moon, breaking the order of our show.
So, me and Katie were watching, what's the fucking movie called? It's about a series, Zodiac.
I know you keep fucking talking about it all week.
It's such a good flick. Anyone who's seen it, you know it's a good fucking flick. But, so it's about the Zodiac killer or whatever, and this guy is investigating it. He and eventually writes a book that was released in real life. But that person is played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and we were watching.
The lad who wrote the book or the killer?
The lad who wrote the book.
Right.
And
handsome bloke.
We never find out who the killer is.
Still don't know.
Because in real life, the prime suspect was about to go in for an interview, died of a heart attack. Unsolved. Anyway, so Jake Gyllenhaal plays this guy, and she goes, oh my god, there's this Jake Gyllenhaal movie, you have to watch it, it's called Enemy. And I had it downloaded on my laptop, and I was like, oh, get on that. Hour and a half long, right? And she said, I promise you it won't make any sense at the end of an hour and a half. And I was like, that doesn't sound like a very good flick. And she goes, it's an unbelievable movie, but you have to watch this 20-minute explanation, like breakdown of it, right? And I swear this movie is like a poem, right? This movie has like
sounds gay, man.
It has like metaphors and symbolism and all this magic, right? So basically, Jake Gyllenhaal
is there any explosions?
No. But so Jake Gyllenhaal looks fucking unbelievable. This movie. He's such a handsome man. He wears a beard and drives a motorcycle.
He wears a beard. And he just bought one day. It's like, man, I'm gonna wear red shoes and the beard today.
It zips off. So right, he's just chilling. His life's like all right. He's a history teacher in this college, and then one day he's watching this flick that his mate recommended to him, and he spots in the background, a background character is himself. He's like, what the fuck? He looks into this guy. He's only made 3 movies. He's only ever like an extra in the background. And then he goes and he finds that your man lives like nearby in the same town in Ontario in Canada. And he goes and finds him and he calls up the gaff and your man's wife answers and she goes, are you joking? Who's this? Like, he's like, no, I'm calling to talk to your husband or whatever. She's like, dude, stop joking with me. I know it's you. Like, she thought it was him. The voices sound the same. They look the spit of each other, and they meet up. And they're like, he's like, do you have a scar there on your chest? He lifts it up, absolutely same scar. They're like the exact same bloke, except one of them is like this real jittery history teacher, and one of them's a badass, rides a motorcycle, bangs his hot wife, and like goes to this weird sex club and shit, like this weird like Illuminati style, like real weird, like underground dark room, load of old men, load of money. But then
that's not what I pictured when you said sex club.
It's kind of like, man, it's, you know, the high class Illuminati sex clubs. But anyway,
I'm familiar.
The whole movie is like this crazy thing, and then you get to the very end, loads of mad shit happens, and then you're sitting there like, what just happened? What was the actual arc? Who was that guy? What does any of it mean? Who were the women? Who is that? Who is this? What even happened? Right?
Why is there a sex club?
I was like messaging on Facebook, being like, just finished it. No idea what just happened. And it kind of makes a bit of sense, and then the ending happens, the last like 4 seconds, and it makes even less sense than it ever could. And then I watched that 20-minute video and I realised Enemy is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's
don't tell me how about
it is good shit.
When you that's like we're 5 episodes in, I think it's happened 4 times. Turn your fucking phone on silent.
Look, I think it's a feature of the podcast now.
And I know full well you don't get any messages for the rest of the day. You just get a beep.
It was Katie. She said, oh my god, that was so overwhelming.
Fucking hell.
She thought that was unreal.
Right.
Phone's on silent. Sorry, lads.
When you wrote down Enemy on the little cheat sheet, I was like, Oh, it's going on an amazing story about Jake's mortal enemy.
And I saw that look in your eyes, and I was like, please don't think I have a mortal enemy. I have no enemies in my life.
Now, you have to tell me who your mortal enemy is. Everyone has a mortal enemy, come on.
My mortal enemy?
Or at one stage in their life.
I had a mortal enemy.
Yeah. Just someone that you were like, oh, just hate this cunt. And like, everything you do, you just hate that prick.
I've had a couple of people over the years who...
You have to see your mortal enemy all the time as well, though.
After what?
If he's a mortal enemy, you see him on the reg.
See, I did, though. When I was younger or whatever.
Go with it.
There was this fucking... Like, me and this lad lived beside each other and we were best mates. And then this new lad moved in at the end of the road, right?
And there's all the making to a great mortal enemy story.
We were best mates, me and this lad.
Is that the fella that loves God?
Yeah, he loves God now. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Jesus. So
I follow him on Instagram. I could easily link him to
he's brainwashed. I hope he listens and this changes his mind. That's how you unbrainwash people. You tell them they're brainwashed. That's how it works. Anyway, it's not true at all. So this new kid moves in, right? His dad's like a stunt man. His mother's absolutely banging hot. He's like just like cooler than me in every way, right? And then he just like swoops in, steals the best mate. And I'm just there like, like absolutely seething. But I want to hang out with the best mate, so I'm like, I just have to put up with this guy, and the whole time I'm like, fuck you, man, I can do that as well. We go like swimming in a swimming pool, and he's like diving in. I'm like, I can dive in twice. And I'm like all that kind of shit.
So you were a 3-man squad. You hated one of them.
and like we were doing skateboard tricks, and he'd do one, and I'd be like, oh, I can do that too, and I just can't, like, fall on my face. And then I moved away, and I think they actually did become best friends for a while. Like, proper, stole my best friend.
He does sound pretty sweet. What's his name?
But, right, you know what? No. You know whenever someone is real class, and you're like, oh, they're so much better than me. Turns out their life is crap. You ever had that happen?
Everyone is shit in the same...
No, this is crazy, right? Parents separated. This bang hot wife realised the dad was insane. She went off and she ditched the kids, basically. Terrible mother. Ditched the kids. Then the dad goes psychotic because of it. He was already a bit weird. Went psychotic, and he like crashed his car, his big massive American truck, into the neighbour's house because it was on fire. He was like driving down the road, and whatever happened, it went on fire. So he crashed into their house, and he's steaming drunk, steps out of the car, and he's walking around it, chatting to himself, and the car's on fire, almost touching the neighbour's house. And the neighbour's this owl lad runs out, shoves your man away from the car because it's about to blow up or whatever. Then he takes the handbrake off the car and pushes it down the driveway. And the car fucking goes up with massive flames. Fire trucks come. The dad's absolutely steaming drunk, falls asleep on the lawn.
That fella sounds like banter.
I think I came out on top as best mate in this one. Out of the 3 squad, actually, one of them's now addicted to Jesus. One of them's dad and mother are both insane. I'm just about to finish a college degree. I mean, I'll go insane in a few years, but at the moment, I'm winning.
I'm going to make sure that happens. I'm going to be the reason. You're like, your man Corey will be like, yeah, I had a friend Jake. I think he's a skaghead now. I think he's like roaming the streets of London, just addicted to meth and being a vampire. Like, and then got me and him will be best friends, but now I'd be like, yeah, that was a fun day. Man,
weird turn of events, right? What'll happen is I'll go madly into drugs, and then one day I'll be on the street like homeless looking for drugs, and then he'll show up like on a missionary thing, and he'll come and like save me. I'll find God, and we'll both be like,
oh, he'd be like that episode of The Simpsons where they're like the leader, and two of you just like sucking off on that.
How much is this free weekend? Oh, it's free. And when is this free weekend? It's this weekend.
Shout out to The Simpsons.
Matt Groening, my boy. Hit me up, man. I haven't heard a text from you in a couple of years.
We haven't done actually much shoutouts in the last while. I think we've done so many. And I think it was the second or third episode. We just done not much shoutouts.
Shout out to Keen. Sorry we missed you in that first set of shoutouts.
We could do a weekly shout out to Keen.
VRP/Keen shout out every week. If
Keen starts dropping us some dollar beans, I'll give him a shout out any week.
I'll give him more than a shout out for some dollar beans.
Yeah, suck him off. we can bleep that. I don't
think we will.
Probably not. Oh, I think I just burped.
Alright, so college is pretty boring. That's
Yes, we've done that. Right. I told you what my news the other day was I'm not going to the Stone Roses now anymore.
Oh, yes. You showed me that there earlier.
Because, so today the electric picnic lineup was announced?
Yes.
So Jake wants to have tender, sweet intercourse with LCD sound system.
I don't know if any of you have listened to LCD Sound System, but my God, they're amazing.
I'm pretty sweet. I like them.
Like they grew on me intensely, and they're just amazing.
Right, so he's got...
Give them a listen, actually. Sound of Silver. Hit that album up.
Yeah, he said that to me. It's pretty good. I gave it a listen. But he's absolutely freak show obsessed with them. Said, like, probably I'd say in November/December. If they do any festivals during the year, we have to go. All this kind of
Yeah, because I heard they were coming back. See, in 2011, they did this massive gig in New York where they were like, this is it. I don't want to do music anymore. We're out. We're done. This is it. We're going to do one big show in New York, our hometown. Yeah, we're quite. And we're going to do like, I don't know if they did more than one night, but they did a massive show in Madison Square Garden. And they called it like the last goodbye or the final goodbye or something like that. They were like, this is it. We're gone. And then like within 4 years, they were like, alright, we're back.
Sweet.
Which is, I think is great. And I'm super excited to see them live. And they're going to have a new album out. And I'm just going to absolutely fangirl over this shit.
But basically, I had tickets to go see the Stone Roses. I think it's the end of July.
Yes, 21st or something.
Yeah. And then, it was 2 days ago, the lineup for Tea in the Park got announced. Which had the Stone Roses on the Friday. And then they were playing in Marty Park on the Saturday. That's what I was going to. And then the LCD Sound System were playing the Sunday. I think Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing. Absolute scenes. Such a good lineup.
Such a good lineup. I've seen
I
it.
can't remember now. If you just flick up there, it's so fucking good.
Tea in the Park.
But so all my mates that I was going to Stone Roses with decided they now want to sell their Saturday tickets, get 80 quid towards Tea in the Park tickets, and go see Stone Roses on the Friday, and stay for the 2 days and see the rest of the shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, it sounds unreal, but I'm not a gajillionaire, and I absolutely can't do that. Because we're going to be just working all summer trying to save cash beans to go to London.
Yeah, so you just can't afford it.
Yeah, I just absolutely can't afford it. This is like the 4th or 5th thing they've come to me with. Because I live like 100 miles away from all my mates. So they just message me when they have these plans. They work out in their own little squads. So like, it's always places they want to go or things they want. So it's like they always give me like concert ideas. Oh, we're going to this concert. Are you coming? I'm like, no, I've no money. Leave me alone. And I said 1-to-1 Stone Roses. No, that's absolutely falling apart.
It's such a bummer.
And then like we were meant to go to Greece and all this kind of stuff. And we're like, nah, man, I can't go to Greece. How many kids? But like, so the lineup of that was announced, and it was just disgustingly good. And then Electric Picnic one was today. So Jake wants to go see that. So I think we should go to that. LCD Sound System. Who else was that?
Do you know what we should do? We should do the cycle. You can do a cycle to Electric Picnic, and you buy a ticket for, I think it's early bird price or something like that. It's kind of cheap, and then you raise like the same amount of money again for charity. So we can do whatever we want, like something to raise money for charity. And then
Podcast for charity.
24-hour podcast charity, something like that. But anyway, then
It would be so dull, so quick. We're just like, so what did you do today, Jake? You fucking know what I did. We recorded all the fucking day.
We're in hour 20, man. I've been doing this all day.
Yeah, we'd be the saltiest men ever.
We could plan that for weeks and get loads of stuff. I could be like juggling on the podcast.
We can do it like dyeing the hair, something that needs video. Where we can just give it sound, just like making juggling sounds.
Can everyone hear that? That'd be so dull. Anyway,
so shit.
so you raise the money and then you cycle like 18k or something like that to extra. It's more than that, whatever it is, 50k.
Well, from wherever you are.
You cycle from somewhere in town.
Yeah,
Cycle in town out to County Laois.
Leash, is it?
And there's like stops on the way to get water and.
Oh shit, so I was fucking strapped back. So I was there last year for electricity
and
playing taps.
Oh yeah. Looking pretty for money. Not the first time. And then you put all your stuff on. You put like a load of beer and your bags in the tent and all on a bus. They drive ahead. Everyone cycles there, and then you get off the end and you get in free ticket. Oh, and at the end there's a massage truck there and a sauna and stuff. You normally queue up or you pay in or whatever it is. But if you cycle there, you get a free massage, free sauna thing. They give you burgers and all.
Oh damn! That's absolutely that.
Sounds class, and you get a free ticket pretty much out of it.
Dead. Right, we'll just do it all. We could do like a podcast from EP.
That'd be so rowdy.
Like, we could just take an hour out just to record.
Yeah, we absolutely could. And we just buy some internet for our phone and just upload it.
You don't even have to upload it while we're there. We can upload it and get back. Like, we record this on the phone. You just sit in a tent on this fucking Saturday or something like that.
Yeah.
Sit there for an hour, talk about how unreal it is, and then we just upload it and get back on the Monday. We're done.
Yeah.
It'll be unreal. I'm putting that down as well. EP.
EP. Listen ahead for these guys. Like, stay tuned. All these cool episodes are coming.
Yeah, because maybe if there's people listening back to this in a year's time, like, oh, I wonder when that drunk episode is coming out. Because like our listeners now that are listening like live, they have to wait for that shit.
Yeah.
But do you ever like start watching a TV series and you're like flicking back when you're on like 5 seasons back and you get a big cliffhanger and you're like, oh my god. And then 1 second later you're watching and it's like there's a 3-month gap where they don't make an episode but it doesn't make a fucking difference to you.
Yeah, so what happens is you watch the first season, you're left in a cliffhanger, and then you're waiting 6 months and you just can't wait, so you're telling all your friends and they go back and watch it, and as soon as they watch it, the next episode's coming out the next week, and then they're just like, oh, it wasn't that good a cliffhanger. I'm like, man, it was unreal, I waited 6 months for that shit. And also shout out to all the space aliens who are listening to this 500,000 years in the future, because this is definitely all that's left of mankind.
Imagine, didn't he send like a lot of weird shit to space, like an Elvis album and all that kind of stuff?
Oh man, I looked into that a while ago. That is really cool.
What they did send an Elvis?
They sent like pictures and music and all the sorts of stuff that represent humans.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, if you think about what you're going to send, you can't just send like, hello, we are humans, because they can't speak English. So you have to send stuff that's only in pictures or whatever that shows that we're smart. So they sent like the measurement of a hydrogen atom or something, so they know that we're smart enough to measure it. And like we sent pictures of
That'd
people.
be the same everywhere. Though.
Yeah, so they'd be like, oh man, they can measure this to a certain accuracy, that means they're this smart. And then they sent pictures of like humans smiling and laughing and being angry and being sad. And they sent like they sent a really good song by a blues musician called Robert Johnson, and it's called Cold as the Night, and it's just like him humming or moaning kind of thing, and he's playing guitar, and they sent it up to represent the human emotion of loneliness. And I swear, if you listen to that song, it sounds like what it feels like to be lonely. Such a good song.
That sounds class.
Yeah, like you actually feel so bad for that bloke just listen to him.
You're like, he ain't making that shit up. That fella hasn't seen a fella in weeks.
He is just on his own, down in the dumps. It's a good song.
Maybe that listen, just caught myself a bit like.
Man, they sent it out on a big golden disc. They put like pictures of people, like Leonardo da Vinci's man with his arms out. On.
Yeah.
They sent something similar to that up. Man and a woman there.
Like other dimensions and shit like that.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
It's not very far away though, to be honest. It's only just left the solar system, like.
But the next one that they send is going to have this. This episode.
We're looking for things to.
We should treat every episode like it's the one thing that will be sent out to space to represent us.
But it's in English.
Yeah.
You know, they got like Richard Nixon or something to write a letter, and it's like, hello, people of space, we are the... And it's like, they will never understand that, you coon. It's just like, signed the President of the United States of America. It's like, they will look at that, look at it, assume it's gibberish, and rip it up. Like,
is that why he's like the president of New Earth in Futurama?
probably, yeah. His head.
Futurama is so low key class.
Futurama is unbelievable. Also, Matt Groening has only ever done 2 cartoons, Simpsons and Futurama. Both of them 10 out of 10, unbelievable.
Yeah, you actually don't get better than who shows it.
He's coming back, right? Netflix are paying him loads of money. He's making a new cartoon for Netflix.
It's going to be a load of hours, isn't it?
Oh man, I hope he doesn't let me down.
He's getting big Netflix cash and he's going to be like, I couldn't give a dicky while I wrote it. It's going to be just like a long video of him taking a shit. And Netflix are going to be like, we don't get it, but we didn't get The Simpsons either, so let's run with it. And no one watched this shit, but he's absolutely cashing them Netflix checks.
No, he spent like 6 months doing mountains of cocaine, and at the end of it, he had 10 grand, and you realise you had to bang out a show or get sued. So he just doodled it on the back of a napkin, sent it in.
Yeah, he's like, I'll do another one, send me coke. Just roll on like the back of a beer mat.
No need, just send money. Just coke.
Oh, imagine that, he'd like got halfway through one episode and died of a coke overdose, and it was the best half episode ever.
It was like a mid-episode cliffhanger.
Yeah. Like, come back next week and see what happens. It's like, oh, that'll be the end of an episode then.
Okay, let's do an update right now on your challenge to yourself.
Oh, my challenge from last week.
Yeah.
Of doing
Wait, did you want to do this at the end of the episode?
No, cool.
Because I'm interested to hear what's going on.
I have a solid lead, and I was meant to have a date today.
You were meant to have a date today?
I was meant to have a date today.
Did you cancel it for the podcast?
No, I did not.
What happened?
It's been rearranged, but it should be still going.
I want more details than possibly date was rearranged, blah blah blah. Let me know what were you gonna do? Who was it with? Come on, give me all the juice.
You know who it is. You actually don't know, but when I tell you, you'll know the person.
Oh my god, who is it?
Can't say.
Who is it?
I'll say next, because this is only a cheeky update. The update is going well, going grand.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident that I'll have done a date by next episode.
Okay. Well, I'm very excited to hear about that.
Yeah. See.
All right.
For any of the boys listening as well, you know too.
Oh my goodness, is it Alina?
I wish. Shout out to Alina.
Oh, I love you, Alina. Okay, you want to know my challenge?
Yeah. So this week was I do my update.
Yeah.
Jake says his challenge. So next week you do your update, and I tell you how mine went.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work.
Yeah. So Clooney will have his
I'm not
challenge
sure if
done.
this is semi-weekly or bi-weekly.
Fortnightly.
Yeah, that's a better word.
So Clooney will have his challenge done next week, and I will have my challenge half done. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Alright.
So next week I'll tell you about how my challenge went. You will say how your challenge is going.
Oh,
and no, I'll say what my next challenge is.
Yeah. You have another one come up.
Yeah.
All right. So my challenge, right? I play guitar. I've been playing guitar for a long time, but I've had no real incentive to get like much better or learn songs and like really memorize them and all. And I was kind of a little bit inspired by Hando, right? So what I'm gonna do is before 2 weeks are up, I'm gonna have booked in on the streets of Dublin.
That's a brilliant one.
Right, because I've been meaning to like learn some songs and really memorize the lyrics and bash them out and perform them for someone. Because I've just been sitting here in my room like playing to myself. So I'm gonna take my guitar, get on a bus, go into town, and bus for a couple of hours on the street. Even if I make no money at all, I'm playing to someone. Someone's listening.
That's exactly what I want to do. These kind of challenges. Do shit like that.
Yeah. Because it's something I've been meaning to do for ages. Something I wanted to do, and I would never do it if I didn't just set a goal.
That's a brilliant idea. I didn't think that you were going to do that now. I thought you were going to go to tattoo.
No,
such a pussy. Fucking get a tattoo.
I will. No, I absolutely will. You know I will because I have it planned out. But no, I'm pretty happy with that one. I'm pretty excited.
That's really good. I like that. That's similar enough to what I have planned for my next challenge.
You're gonna go busking? Karaoke.
I'd like to do karaoke. We should like not make that challenge and just go karaoke like tomorrow.
Let's go record a podcast from the karaoke bar.
We'll have like guests, some like Korean bloke sitting there like, oh, I'm not gonna do it.
Wonderwall. Play Wonderwall. We found a karaoke bar in Dublin, and it was just
it's in a Korean restaurant.
It's a Korean place, and they have every song. Is it?
It's a Korean restaurant. And like
I thought it was a bar.
It's a restaurant. Like after a certain time, just like all the booths close down. Everyone get their tunes on.
Literally 9 o'clock. 9 bells. Lights down. Stage lights.
Lights out. Spotlight on the mic. Some like Korean Elvis gets up there and absolutely belts out a banger.
Oh my god, that would be good. We have to get on karaoke.
When you do your busking, I'm gonna have to take a picture.
Oh yeah, you can come watch it all.
For like the Instagram or
Oh yeah, proof of it.
Should I try and get like a selfie?
You have to take a selfie. Oh, okay. The two options, right? If it goes well, you just say, "Can we take a selfie?" For some, you have to come up with some fake reason. And if it doesn't go well, when she's like storming away, you have to get a picture of her running off. Like,
oh, that's a way better one. I'll do that. If it's going unreal, I'll just like drop the end. Yeah. Your face.
I so hope that on the Instagram in 2 weeks' time you're dropping a picture of her like asleep in the background and you in the bed. Like,
oh my god! We've only 2 pictures on our Instagram.
Who could this be that I know? That fuck, you got me thinking it. And you're not going to tell me after this.
No, I'll see. No. Maybe. I'll see.
Oh,
See, I don't want to say that. You can't say that until it's done.
Yeah, true, because it could just fall through. Are you going to come up with a backup date?
Yeah. I have no leads on a backup date. I think I have like 60 Tinder matches to just pick two and just
And you hate them all.
There's nothing to be exposed, can you? But like,
But you have to have
one
this
from like
challenge,
2
though.
weeks ago. You have to have done it.
You have to have it done, and if something happens with your one,
So I'm gonna have to like write, hey, there's 60 people tonight, and see how it works out.
can you group send a message? As in, like, send it to 60 people at once?
I'm not sure. Remember Keen got really the same Keen, just kidding.
Shout out to Keane.
Remember Keen got really steamed up and horny one night and wrote to everyone on his Tinder, you out tonight at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I can't imagine drunk Keen sending that one thing every time. Just like mass text everyone.
Yeah.
You shout out to Keen, you slut.
How's your new lack?
Oh yeah. Shout out to
This
Keane
was before his lack. Just so.
Is it definitely going on?
He said, and spoiler alert to Keane's lack, he's going to ask you out on Thursday.
When I heard this, you can see.
Yeah, he told me today he's well into her. She's cute, he's cute together. He's going to ask her out.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, Keane's a lovely bloke. Shout out to Keane. About 17 shout outs.
Yeah, I'm taking one of them back. Fuck you, Keane.
Speaking of our amazing fans, we actually got 2 pieces of fan mail here today. Isn't that amazing? People actually sent it in. So if you want to send us fan mail, it's visitorparkingpodcast@gmail.com. And you can just send us in things, and because we'll get so few of them, we'll actually just read them out.
Good chance we'll just
read them all out. So we've actually got 2 of them here, and we've written them up on bits of paper off the email, so we don't have to have the laptop here. And we're just going to read them out. It looks to me like one of them's for me and one of them is for you.
Yeah, so we're supposed to read out the ones for us. You go first, come on.
So you want me to read mine out? Okay. So it seems it's from Vladimir Lubskin. It says, Dear Jakey D, you roid. When I hear your colonial tones, it melts my tender heart. When I saw your face on the cover of episode 2, I nearly exploded in my pants. I'd spent hours re-listening to episode 1, just imagining your feminine features glowing from the moonlight, bouncing off your tie-dye tees. Please impregnate me. Your biggest fan, Vladimir Lubskin. Shout out to Vladimir Lubskin. I don't know who you are, but you have your Twitter handle here. It's @Vladimir Lubskin.
So anyone following us, get on and follow him too. Shout out to Big Bad.
Also, shout out to Jerry while we're at it.
We haven't given him one in a while.
Chuck your all.
So
Alright.
say, commiserations on the result of the election. You'll be back. You're still my Taoiseach. Right. Here's my one. Clooney. Solid start. I'm a big fan of the podcast and I'm listening in from Canada. I've been following your Instagram and your naked chest and beard and have caught my your naked beard and chest has caught my eye. Please post more pics. Much love, your secret admirer, XOXO.
Wow. Very similar trends there.
More nudes to come.
Yeah.
Pun intended. That's what you want.
Alright, that was our first iteration of fan mail.
Woo!
That's pretty good. Keep them coming. We do like to hear your guys' response to the episodes. And shout out to Hando for mugging us off for the first time ever.
We got our first negative comment.
We got our first troll comment. And it's funny because he commented on something that happened in the last 5 minutes of the episode. So that prick listened all the way to the last 5 minutes, then mugged us off.
Like, he listened to every episode. He asked me when the next one was coming out. So he's talking absolute smack. He's one of our 8 loyal listeners.
Reverse shout out to Hando. Negative shout out.
Yeah. Fuck yourself, Hando.
Fuck you, Hando.
We even plugged his gig a load. Put a video of his gig from Instagram.
Also, do you know he plays ball? He plays American football.
I did see some very nice pics.
Do you know he's also a future rock star and single?
On the Instagram post, I put up single ladies form Q. I think it was hashtag single, hashtag ladies, hashtag form Q. And one of the things one of the pages that liked the picture was like the single ladies page. I don't like hashtag single ladies, and they absolutely gone liked it. So Hando, you got some mirrors.
Yeah, hit up at single ladies on Instagram, Hando. Or the hashtag single ladies. What's this?
Oh yeah. So last week I wrote in massive writing, slow and clear on the page because I was like, I can't. When I listen back to these, I can't understand what I'm saying. I don't even know if that's possible.
That's why we don't have many foreign listeners, other than that person from Canada who wrote in. We don't have many foreign listeners.
No, we had a couple in the UK.
We actually, someone in Cambodia.
Yeah, so we listened in Cameroon as well.
Cameroon, listen for 9 minutes. What is that? Like, shout out to all our Cameroonian listeners.
We had a good few weird foreign. We had like 5 in the one country in the Middle East. I can't. It was like 5 Saudi Arabian listeners, and we're like, man, damn, the squad going.
Look, I told you, replace VRP with ISIS. Straight in there.
We are available for rent for ISIS.
No, I swear to God, I will plug ISIS for some money.
So I plug ISIS for banter, man. Fuck that shit.
Go to ISIS.com for all.
I plug ISIS for banter, and if they just, even if I don't believe the promise, but if they promise me when I die, it's like, I don't even need like the 40 virgins. Even like 3. I mean, I'd plug you for like.
What if they're male virgins? Oh yeah. What if they're ugly male virgins?
Fuck that.
What if you have to What if you have to get people like that? You know what I mean?
Jake just named a virgin out of course. You're a prick because he's a nice bloke.
Shout out.
Never seen a vagina in his life. Oh my god. I'm very sure he plays some weird role playing games, and not the fun weird role playing games, but you got your dick out.
The dick in your pants type of RPGs.
Yeah. The dick in your pants, robe on your back kind of.
The wizard staff in one hand.
Yeah, see, we're getting specific now, so people don't know who it is.
Will they?
Nah, probably not.
Does he actually do that kind of stuff though?
Absolutely. And then show you that story.
I'm going to jail. I want to get in on that.
I'll play that one day. You need like 4 people for it. We get like. Oh my god, imagine like we got like Ken to play or something like that. Oh, how funny would that be?
We set it all up. Oh, well, I'm actually going to organise this. I've only ever played once when I was young enough.
Oh, you played it, you gay!
I did, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure you screwed your virginity back in the last 4 seconds.
Sweet.
I'm fresh and tender.
I did feel my hymen regrow. What does that mean? Schwinderslad.
So what happened was, I know I speak quick and not clear, and we had a fucking review the other day. I had a lab review, so a fella comes in, watches me teach.
Oh yeah.
For like 2 hours, then like critiques me on it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fella that I got was like a real kind of nerdy, quiet fella, and you could see he didn't want to say anything to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Maybe I'm just so cool. I don't know. But he was really scared to say anything to me negative. So he came and we
just kept bigging you up. Right?
Yeah, so he took all these notes and then didn't show me the notes, and he just gave me talked to me about the gist of the notes.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, all this stuff, and he was like, all this positive kind of stuff, and then he was like, oh, you could talk a little quieter and slower. And clearer
or something.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, man, I know. But I can't change that.
You were like, I was sure, yeah. And he was like, what?
I was talking to him again today, and I said something to him. I know he didn't understand what I said, and I was like, fuck you. Typical trendy wanker. He's actually a nice bloke. Fuck him. But
I heard nothing but good things about that guy.
But he took all these notes and he didn't tell me, and then he gave me the notes, because you have to give them the notes at the end.
Yeah.
I looked through it. He had a load of stuff on it, like little mentions and stuff like that he was like, he should have said to me, but he just didn't say. So I was reading over, I was like, I fucking prick. I walked out of the meeting like, yeah, I'm unreal. And there was all these things like you're meant to start at 2 o'clock. I started at like 10 past, came in late, and I was like, oh, I'm very like unprepared, should have done all this kind of stuff. And I was like, get out of here. Eat a dick, they're first years. They can go fuck themselves.
And we do a bit of would you rather now. We'll take a quick break and then come back.
Because we're unprepared and you didn't do this beforehand. So what we said to do last week and what I said to do an hour ago was...
Well, what we did was I started pissing and then you'd hit record and then I came back in and we were having too much banter and stop recording.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, so what we'll do, we should pause it now and come back with...
Alright.
5 or 6 of these.
Transition. Alright, now we're back.
Right, so we just took a
I
slight
think
break.
the Zishin might have been way louder.
Yeah, you got really close to the phone there and just shouted Zishin down. You just scared the shit out of someone.
Yeah.
Lol.
Sorry, Brian. I know for some reason that Brian absolutely should.
Yeah, because he has really shit headphones. They have to blare stuff really loud, so he got scared. Right, so we decided to do.
Sorry, Brian.
We had to pick 3 would you rather.
So we got some would you rather's here.
Yeah.
And we're going to take turns, whatever. So you hit me with one and we'll have a chat about it.
Right, I got too excited to pick 5. So I picked 2 shit ones that just kind of made me giggle. So I think I'm going to do 2 shit ones, then we do 1 apiece then.
Okay, go on.
Right, 2 shit ones. Would you rather never be able to understand the concept of time or never be able to understand the concept of sex?
So someone's like, be there in 15 minutes and you're like, what?
Yeah, you don't understand, like, your whole life is exactly as it is. But so, like, we're chatting away now, it's grand, and I'm like, oh, we're 52 minutes into this, and you're like, huh? and you're like, oh, man, but you obviously understand, like, time has passed, and you're like, huh? Hold on, you just can't understand time. Or everything's grand, and I'm like, oh yeah, like,
I just don't know how sex works at all.
No, but you can't understand what, like, even the concept of sex. And you're like,
fuck it, I don't need time. Who needs time?
Right, so I went for time too, and so did 72% of everyone. Everyone was like, fuck that, I'd rather not be able to know when I am and still get some pussy.
Yeah.
Right, and the other one, would you rather have been born John Lennon or Paul McCartney?
Oh.
So,
yeah.
Everyone knows John Lennon's a bit cooler. Paul McCartney, way better musically, probably. Do you think? Do you think he was more the brains behind whatever that? But John Lennon, you die at like, I think I died at like 33 or something.
You have a shitty lack for a while, so.
Yeah, weird life. He was pretty unhappy for a lot of time. Paul McCartney still looks like he's buzzing around now. He's like,
I'm gonna go Paul McCartney. I'm gonna go Paul McCartney because he grows pretty old, meets the Queen. Everyone in England absolutely loves that bloke.
One of the richest men around.
He wrote a song with Kanye. He's a cool bloke. I'm gonna go with Paul McCartney.
I went with John Lennon just because I don't know. I think I live more of a live fast, die young kind of mentality than you. I'd rather go out like that. 53% went with me, but it was way closer than I expected because nerds on the internet would be all like, "Oh, I want to suck John Lennon off." I was expecting about 90-10.
Yeah,
53-47, pretty close. Right, so they were just the 2 shit ones. So you go with your good ones.
All right. I just chose the first one because I thought the first one that popped up because I thought it was pretty interesting. Would you rather dance, be able to dance like Michael Jackson could, or be able to sing like Freddie Mercury could? And for me, it's pretty easy.
You're gonna go sing.
Freddie Mercury can hit a note.
I'm gonna go dance all day.
Really? Just be able to throw the shapes.
Oh, I know. I regularly throw shapes.
Yeah.
And I can't throw shapes great.
Michael Jackson can throw all of them.
Can you imagine just chatting away like we are
do
now?
like a huge one, bam.
Yeah, but like chat. That was a terrible joke. Oh my god, I can only let that go. We're chatting like we are now. We're like, oh, let's go into town. We're just like standing around town, and you just go, and you just start throwing some absolute shapes. You start walking around the place, and like you can do that in nightclubs. I can't go and start singing in nightclub.
But I think either of those you pick, you're making money.
Yeah, two great options. Yeah.
It was actually quite close. 43% went with my option, Freddie Mercury, and 57 MJ.
Yeah, so I think you can not make it total singing. Like if you start singing, you have to do it in the right situation. You can dance anywhere.
True, and you can pull bitches more easily than dancing. Alright, hit me with one of yours.
Right. Would you rather be an antisocial genius or a popular idiot? No, when I read that in my head, I went, why are you popular?
Yeah, but like, why is Channing Tatum popular? Because he's just a hot guy.
Pretty. If you're a pretty idiot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change that to antisocial genius or pretty idiot.
Yeah, but you could be a relatively like average looking but super genius, like nerdy guy who can't socialise anymore. Like, I don't know, you can have no social skills and be a genius and have no mates and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the popular one because I just like talking to people and shit.
Stonewall popular idiot for me all
Yeah,
day.
because you're gonna be good looking as well. Like.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go pretty idiot over antisocial genius.
Also, what's the ignorance is bliss? All day.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. You're antisocial genius. You can be as smart as you want. You can figure out some fucking physics shit.
Einstein was so depressed, man.
You're gonna be miserable all day.
So depressed.
like if I get left alone for a couple of hours, I'm just like, sad now.
You calling yourself a genius?
No, I'm just saying that I get like being left alone for a couple of hours, you get bored and shit like that. If you're real antisocial, like you might talk to someone for weeks and shit like that, I'd blow my head off. Like, fuck that shit. I'd rather be pretty and surrounded by people, but not have a clue what's going on. But so both of us went for that.
Okay.
Only 33% went for that. 67% said antisocial genius.
Get out of here.
Yes. In my head, everyone that is on this page clicking it is wearing a fedora and has a neckbeard. So they're already antisocial. So like their options are everything they want but claim they don't want, or what they have now but be a bit smarter. And like, oh, I'd rather just slightly improve my life now than totally change it. I'm on the right path. You're full of shit. You're wearing a fedora.
That's actually really weird. I thought the internet would be pretty shallow. Okay, my next one's pretty good. Would you rather be a Pokemon trainer or have attended Hogwarts?
Oh my god, that's the toughest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because like, Pokemon trainer is the dream. Pokemon Red taught me how to read.
Because you can't do it that well.
It's probably why I can't read it that well. Because when you think about like, you read in school, you do the bare minimum in school. Like I wasn't coming home reading books and shit like that. I was coming home straight on the Game Boy, and like you can only ask her, "Oh, mother, man, what's that say?" And before she goes, "Shut the fuck up, I'm making dinner," and you just have to go home. You just have to figure that shit out by yourself. I remember like making a fort out of like chairs in my house, sitting in the fort playing Pokemon Red. Pokemon Red on a Game Boy Advance, which didn't have a backlight, so I had so I had it in my fort, and I had a backlight like accessory that clipped over the top of it, had a magnifying glass and a light on it, but it was for a different Game Boy, so it didn't clip on properly. So I used to have to hold it with the back two fingers, play it with the with the rest of them, and that shit taught me how to read.
I was picturing that you were gonna let in like one little bit of light and then hold the Game Boy.
That would have been amazing. I remember doing that. But I remember playing the Game Boy coming home from the airport in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And obviously no backlight, like probably out of battery, the extension I had. So I'm playing it. And I used to you're driving down the road and there's street lights.
Yeah.
So it was like flash of light, dark. Flash of light, dark. So I had to time my movements to play it right when it was light.
Man.
Kids nowadays would never know that.
Me and my brother used to be in the same room, and we have the beds on either side of the room, and just outside of my house is a street lamp, right, like just right in front of the gaff. And we used to we had the Game Boy Colors that didn't have the backlight, and what we used to do is open the curtains once like mom and dad would be like, go to bed, we get in the bed, shut the curtains, lights off. Then we'd creep up and open the curtains and let in like a tiny bit of light from that, and then we'd hold the Game Boys like arm's length above our heads and catch a bit of light coming in from the thing and play like until our arms went numb and shake them and then keep playing. Oh man, we had to play. We were like getting fucking levels.
Have you played it like since you became an adult?
No, I haven't.
It's amazing.
Is it good?
It's just as good. It's just as good.
Everything I've ever tried again that I did was as a kid, I hated it. It ruined it for me. But
yeah, don't do it then, because you don't ruin Pokemon. It's
I do not want to ruin Pokemon.
That sums up our people our age.
Yeah,
I played it again because I got all this. I went back and done all the shit that I enjoyed as a kid for my sister. Because I have a sister that's 12 years younger than me, so she missed all of. We had grown up in totally different times. Like 12 years, big, totally different cartoons, different games, all that kind of stuff. But I downloaded a Game Boy emulator for her, put on our tablet. So she played old Game Boy games.
How weird is that? Being a kid with a tablet.
Yeah, she used to play Game Boy games. I downloaded a load of old TV series and got her to watch them, and she was loving them. That was class. But so when she had the thing on, the Pokemon Arceus, I played a load of it. It was so good.
Of course, yeah.
But if you go to Hogwarts, you are magic.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were talking about the question.
Yeah, so I just noticed that when I look at my woodrop.
Yeah.
But,
if you go to Hogwarts, you are magic and magic exists.
Magic exists.
Nah, I'm going Pokemon. Stonewall every day. Pokemon.
We did just talk it up so much we can't not go. But what I mean is like
Harry Potter was great, but when Emma Watson's already 7 years past us. So.
But what I mean is, I'm there with my Pokemon. Someone could just kick me in the head and take my Pokemon. Then I'm not magic. You get kicked in the head, you're still magic.
Your Pikachu can shoot lightning, man. Your Charmander can breathe fire. You are not getting robbed by anyone ever in your whole life. You're not getting attacked. You're not getting murdered. Your Pokemon are going to murder people.
Like, if if I'm a good Pokemon trainer and form an amazing bond with my Pikachu, then yeah, I'm going Pokemon.
Every day you're becoming a great Pokemon.
Absolutely. Like Pokemon trainers all day.
You're gonna love this shit out of your Pokemon.
Man, imagine 2 of us Pokemon trainers.
But you know what?
Oh, what was the name of the place in Pokemon?
Which one?
One, where is Ash from? Because it's an island, and there's towns on the island, so you go to all the towns.
I know.
What town is Ash from?
Oh, fuck.
It was so annoying to hear this. And what's the name of the island?
There's a few of them. Is it Johto or something?
Johto was the second season.
Ah, fuck.
I think. I couldn't.
I remember the first city after the first one was Cerulean City.
Yeah.
What was the first one? I don't know what the first one is.
Pallet Town. Oh, God. Pallet Town. I think it was like Kanto was the name of the main place.
Kanto. And Johto was the second one.
Yeah.
See, because I also played a lot of Ruby version. Because my brother is 3 years behind me, and that game came out just out. So he was well into Ruby and Sapphire, and I got Ruby and he got Sapphire. And we both played. Because whenever we were kids, my sister
Johto
got
was
yellow.
the second one, because the second season of Pokemon is Johto League.
Ah, there you go. But man, I played so much. I think I've played more Pokemon than I've done anything else in my life.
I probably masturbated more than my entire life.
Man, I don't know.
Persevere with one thing, like.
Considering
I'm at that like 10 years. Going strong.
Yeah, but considering a wank is like, it's not going to exceed like, 20 minutes. But playing Pokemon, you sit and you play for like 5 hours. I've played days of Pokemon. I had days where I woke up, played Pokemon while I ate breakfast, played all day, ate dinner,
Yeah, fair.
went to sleep playing Pokemon. I've probably sunk more hours into it than anything else in my life.
Yeah, I probably would as well actually, anything like
Like just actual hours. Anyway, it's 49% to Pokemon. 51 whole. Pretty close. But
fucking Harry Potter fanboys. Pokemon all day.
yeah, I think those are people who didn't grow up with red version. Just red, blue and yellow versions. Unbelievable.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm going to take a different route now. This is a bit touchier. Because we were looking at these, there was a load of really touchy-feely ones, and I was like, that'll bring the podcast into it. But I thought this one was kind of cool. Would you rather have a lack that can't listen or can't speak?
So deaf or mute?
No, so everything you say to her, she doesn't hear. So basically,
So
you have problems, your lack has problems. You can either have her hear yours or you hear hers.
No, but can you talk normally? Like, is she deaf or is she mute? Is that the thing?
No, that was a significant other that can't listen or can't speak. So that's not deaf or mute. So the way I read that was let's change the question. Right? You have a girlfriend, everything's going great. Your whole life is exactly the same as it would be if you just had it. But whenever you want to talk about something seriously, she couldn't hear you. Or whenever she wanted to talk about something seriously, you couldn't hear it. No, she couldn't speak it. So there's your two options.
I don't really need to talk about serious shit that much. I'll just listen to her shit.
I was thinking the same. I went for can't listen. No.
She can't hear me talking about my stuff, but she can't talk. Yeah, that's what I go for. So. Because my like shit I have to say, like I can bottle that shit up. I would do that anyway. Just listen to her say.
Deep, man. That was.
just listen to her say whatever. I'm much better at listening to people's problems and stuff than.
I went for that too. 20%.
We were at 20%.
20%.
Man, that's pretty low.
Yeah.
Weird. That's the only.
We both
one.
went for that. That's this. Out of my.
Yeah, mine are all like almost 50-50.
Yeah, I have two big ones and 3 close ones. But out of the 4 we've done off my list so far, you've gone for 3 underdogs. 2 of which were big underdogs. You're so old. I go for that.
Alright, this one's a pretty interesting one. Would you rather be able to communicate with animals or be able to speak every language there is on Earth fluently? So every person on Earth can understand you or every animal can understand you?
I'm going to go with every animal.
Why?
Because I think if it's every so
you can speak every language.
So if I have the options of every human
Well, it's not
or every animal and the humans speak English. I'm assuming I get Dr. Doolittle powers, like.
Yeah, it's probably Dr. Doolittle powers.
So like I can still communicate with humans. I can communicate with humans to the same level I can right now, and I get extra animals. Now I want to hear. Actually, maybe that's actually so.
Animals are dumb though.
I suppose I want to hear what a tiger has to say. I probably won't, because I get close enough to talk to him, he's going to rip my face off.
No, but I think realistically you could be like, whoa, hold up, and he'd be like, what? You speak tiger?
You're like, that was my attempt to speak tiger.
That was all. That's our intro sound.
Just me getting a spaz in there. Worst tiger ever. Oh my god.
It's dying.
That's my moment actually, Shallow.
I think all languages would be so good though.
That's a tough one.
I thought this was the toughest one on my list. I left it to last because
my next one is the toughest too. It's so good though.
Alright, go on, give it to me.
No, like, what did you go
I'm
for?
going to go with all languages.
I'm going to go with the other one.
I think people are more interested in animals.
Yeah, okay.
Animals probably won't have much to say. There's probably only 5 animals on Earth that have anything interesting to say. They're like,
who are they?
Dolphins, gorillas maybe, or chimpanzees. I want to know what like some deep sea fish are at. I want to know what they're doing.
I would have never went for deep sea fish. You're like, wouldn't that fella with the lamp on his head?
Yeah.
just like swimming over to him. The fuck yeah, man.
He's like, I'm just following his light around in his glass.
Yeah. And just
mate, that's
moving
attached to your head. What? Oh, it is.
Yeah, he just changed evolution forever. He's like, he's just depressed in fucking light.
He just swims up. He's like, there's a big light up there.
Do you know if they swim up, they explode?
Oh, because the pressure.
Yeah, because they have the exact pressure. They just swim up and explode. How class is that?
Oh man, that's awesome.
Right.
Okay, what's your last one?
Then what was the percentages?
Oh, it was 56% went all languages.
I'm in the slight underdogs here. Right, we got the game changer here now.
Okay, go on, give it to me.
We're up like past the hour now, so we'll probably finish up after this one. Right.
Okay, go.
Would you so you're who you are now, and you're gonna have to fight one of these two things, right?
Okay, go on.
You've got a shark with bear's arms, or a bear with shark's arms.
I'm going bear all day. Bear with shark arms. Because sharks don't have arms, they have fucking flipper things. Fins. That's it. It'll just... A bear without arms is shit all.
I absolutely went the same, because I was thinking, like, if it's a shark with bare arms, there's going to be a shark in the water. It's going to have
teeth.
But it's going to have some big swimming arms, like, so I assume you're fighting that in the water. And then I assume you're fighting the bear on land.
Either way.
That shark has just gained. Like, it's gonna fuck you up. Like, it can still fuck you up the way it would have with its mouth and shit. And its tail and all that.
Yeah.
But now it has big bear arms.
Yeah. If you
fight a bear in the woods with little flippers, you're like, well, get fucked. You're like slapping it around and stuff, doing that. It's trying to catch you, trying to bite you, but you're like absolutely whipping away because you can't reach him with its big arms.
But the weapon of the shark is its mouth, and the weapon of the bear is its arms, and a bit of
arms and mouth. Yeah.
So if you take away the bear's arms, it's like disabled. But if you add to the shark by giving it bear arms,
and like you can still swim like freestyle as well.
It's gonna wreck you, man.
Oh, it's gonna fuck you up.
I can't believe that was the game changer.
Still though, I was like, how funny is that question? You pissed yourself laughing when you tried to like mime.
Picture a shark fucking flips.
But I was like, well, that's surely obvious. The bear with the shark arms. Absolute 44%, 56%. Maybe they just like a challenge. Want to fight this fucking shark with bear arms and some more?
Maybe there are people who can actually swim really well or something.
They can't swim as well as a shark with bear's arms. Are you insane? Like a shark alone, absolute wizard. Bear arms going even quicker.
Do you know, I read a thing about sharks. Sharks are actually just real dumb and minding their own business. And then sometimes they try and like help people who are stuck in the water, like lift them out and shit. And they just want to see what something is. Oh, that's what it is. They don't know what stuff is. And to figure out what it is, sharks normally bite on stuff, like nibble on it. So they go up to people and they're like, what is this? They give it a nibble and their teeth are razor sharp. A human's leg just falls off and they're like, oh shit. And the shark's like, oh, it's a human. My bad, man. Just swims off. And people are like, sharks are going to kill you. But really they're just like, oh, I just wonder what that is. Oh, it's a person. Oh, my bad. Sorry, man.
I'm not having it.
That's exactly what sharks are like.
I'm not having it at all. Because I have it up to the point where it bites the human and it's like, oh shit, why'd I bite that? Then it gets a load of blood in its mouth and it's like, well, I'm an absolute super predator that's around 600 billion years. I'm going to eat the fuck out of this leg now.
Yeah. But
I'm with you up until the point where just Tip's like, oh, touch this surfboard there, and just bites it a little bit and it's like, oh, you're dead. I'm eating you now.
Yeah.
You little prick.
I think, yeah, true.
Did you see the video on the internet the other day of like the shark coming up in the water and it was just a fella rubbing it? was a great way coming up. Joe Rogan reposted it on Instagram. Get on that, it's the funniest thing ever.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
King of podcasts. He has like the #1 podcast in the world.
Oh, shout out to Joe Rogan. Plug our podcast, please.
We could like hashtag this, hashtag JRE, just Joe Rogan Experience. That's the name of the podcast. Possibly get some new listeners. Because that'll come up on
shout out to all the new listeners who are listening who found this video via the hashtag JRE.
Fair. Right, we sign out.
Self promo.
Let's get it. I need to pee.
Alright, I think that's as good a time as any to.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. We'll be back next week. What's going to happen? By next week, we should have.
You'll have a Tinder date, and we'll probably have done some more stuff.
You will have possibly. I actually have a dinner date on Friday as well.
Ooh.
Not be related to the Tinder date. Nice.
Alright, well, we just have stuff to talk about. Let's hope we do stuff.
Yeah, we need to be more active. All our shit is due this. All my shit's due on Friday.
Yeah, all my shit's due.
Just go mental, go on a beer or something like that.
Yeah,
we get skagged up, we get really mental, and like.
Yeah, we'll have something to talk about.
I remember watching a TV show the other day, and it was like, there was this writer, and she needed something to write about, so she went into like her editor, and your mum was like, just take a load of cocaine. So her and her mates got a load of cocaine, went off, had a mad session.
I'm pretty sure the best story I've ever heard was that one Shia LaBeouf told about how he got arrested. Did it show that?
One of the best stories I've ever heard.
And the only reason he did that is because he drank about 7 litres of whiskey.
We could do the drunk episode next week. We can sit down. I have a bottle of whiskey at home.
Tune in next week for a very possible drunk episode.
I think we should do a drunk episode next week. We should get to absolute. We'd be talking such arse. Because whenever me and you get like really drunk, we're always like hugging and shit.
Do you know we've never actually edited one of these episodes? Like the last one, I didn't even listen to it. We just threw it up.
No, we did because we bleeped the name.
Yeah, but
we never cut any content.
We've never cut them. We've never shortened them. We've never listened to them and edited bits out. So I think the drunk episode, we might have to do that.
Yeah, we're going to say some bad shit.
We're going to have to do that and then get in the editing room and cut that up and
we should like record for like 3 hours and then just cut it go down. Like.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, tune in for a very, very possible drunk episode.
Let's do a drunk episode next week. I'm calling that. I'll bring in a bottle of whiskey. We get absolutely fucking mangled.
Do you know what you should do? You should say that we'll definitely do it and then hedge all your bets and then...
Yeah, exactly that's the thing. We have to do it. Tune in next week for a drunk episode. Like,
sayonara.
good luck, peeps.
Shout out to all of you.